right, hello everybody. I am going to show you how to install WordPress on CPanel hosting. I've made another one of these about CPanel hosting. It's almost identical, but this one actually uses a different type of fast install or one-time install software, similar to the other one, but this one's from Softlacious. It's a third-party company that provides open source softwares to platforms like CPanel to make it easy to be able to install them. So typically it's at the bottom. It'll have all these different softwares down here that people use across the web. There's Magento, there's Joomla, there's Drupal. I mean, there's all this stuff down here that you can use. That you can actually install. It makes it easy for you to install, so you don't have to know any kind of certain code or commands or anything like that to install it. So this one, we're just going to go through WordPress with it. So typically that's right here at the very front. It'll say WordPress. Sometimes Softlacious won't be its own bar, okay? Sometimes it'll be a button, an icon that says Softlacious, or it'll say like software, or it might even just be like WordPress sitting there. But you'll click on it and then it'll take you into an area which is like this. Once you click on it, and it'll have like a sort of a different dashboard. Okay, we clicked on WordPress, so it took us into the WordPress area here. It's going to tell you about it. You can go down, read like other things that related scripts, I guess, related software. It'll tell you other installs of WordPress you might have in here. The nice thing about Softlacious is it provides a really easy, simple dashboard for any of your domains or installs that you have underneath the cPanel. So as you see, we already have one here called tempsite.biz. You can create a staging site, which basically is a duplicate of the website that you have already, but you can build on it and it won't affect your other one. So you can go in there and mess around with changes. You can, if you have something you want to test out, just see how it works and things like that, you can set up a staging site, install that plugin or that software on that one first, and if it works out, you actually just migrate it. You don't have to redo it again. You just migrate that staging site to your live site, to the production site. You can clone it. So if you have like maybe 4 sites that are very similar, they're just changing color, maybe it's like a real estate thing, and they're changing color, they have different video and different images, but most of the wording's the same and stuff. You don't have to retype everything. You just clone it. Okay. It has backup, so if you want to back up, you can do that. This software does set up auto backups, so it'll back up every day, every week, every month, whatever you need. You can edit the details of whatever this install was, or you can remove it. So you come in here and you're just done with that, whatever it was, and you just remove it. But over here you have all these different frameworks and forums, and it's basically those icons that we were just at on the previous page. If you want to go back to cPanel, you just click on CP. It'll take you back. Okay. But go ahead and go to WordPress. Okay, so we're here on WordPress. We're going to install. Okay, so just install now. Sometimes it's up here. It says install. There's different versions. On some servers they don't always update, as often. But it'll usually still, the WordPress itself, when it installs, it should be the newest or very close to it. So choose protocol. If you don't have a SSL installed already, just put it underneath the HTTP, and honestly, if you're unsure, just put it underneath the HTTP. Okay. Choose domain. So we're going to go tempsite.biz, and we're going to put it in the directory. We're actually going to get rid of this unless it's a subdomain or something. You're going to want to put it into its own directory. This one right here. Oops. We will put it into WP because there's already an install in this one. So we'll just call it my blog. We can just leave it like that. But right here, you can put a unique name. you know. But you can change it later, so don't freak out if you don't know or you haven't decided or whatever the case may be. You can just leave it at that. Description, there has to be something here. This is my WordPress blog. Again, you can leave that if you don't know or you don't know what to say, or you can put something there for now and just go, because you can change it later. Multi-site, typically you'll never click this, okay? We won't get into multi-site stuff right now, but I will make a tutorial on it. It's a pretty cool feature that WordPress does offer. Saves a lot of time, does a lot of things. Admin username. So right here, you're gonna add in your username, Vegas SEO Guru. All right, and you're gonna want to set up a password. You want to set up a strong password. WordPress is super secure, but there's, being one of the bigger platforms out there, you know, there's always tons of hackers because a lot of people use it. And they're always coming up with ways that, you know, try to get through that security. So you want to make it as hard as possible for them. I mean, nothing's 100%, but, you know, you can definitely make it dang close. So you can generate one, which makes a very strong one over here. There's also ones online that you can generate passwords. You might have one that you feel great with, and go ahead and use that. You're going to want to set the email at an email that you know is secure, and also one that you know is going to be around. I find there's people who's called me in panics because they don't have their email no more, something, you know, it's been a year or two later since I even worked with them and they don't have that email, you know, whatever. It was something they let expire or they don't pay for no more. So you just get one that, you know, you've had for a while. That's what I recommend. But if not, don't worry about it. Just put the one that you're using right now and whatever works, you know. And if you're doing this for a client or for somebody else, then put their email. Makes it easier. So I'm going to put CISCO at Vegas SEO.guru. Okay. All right. And language, English. They have tons of languages, but we're going to go with English. Select plugins. So limit login attempts, Loginizer. I like this one. So I am going to select that one if it's there. GoDaddy and other platforms are similar, a little different, but they might have their own plugins that they're going to want to see if you want to install. Some are very good. I like Loginizer. There's also one that GoDaddy has that's, I think, Contacts or something, or Contact. It's a widget basically that it's real easy for you to, when you're setting up your footers and sometimes your headers, you just put in your address, phone number, all that stuff once, and anywhere that it shows on that theme or template that you're getting, it'll automatically be there. So it does cut some time of trying to search for where that's at or changing it, things like that. Advanced options. We're not going to do much in here, but one thing that we are going to do, and one thing that I like about this one actually, is this one actually randomizes with numbers the database name and also the prefix, okay? If you want to be even more secure, you can randomize it a little more, but you don't want to make it easy. You know, if your website's called like free.com, you don't want to put free here, you don't want to put free here. It just makes it too easy. So, you know, this one's nice and randomized. This one is too, but if you want to make it even more, change these. Like maybe make that one 6S, you know, something like that, to where they're not so much the same. I don't know. But you can just leave them the same, okay? Again, I'm just giving you pointers here. I'm not trying to confuse you. So disable update notification emails. No, it's up to you, but if you're first time doing this stuff and you don't get into your site a lot, you're going to want the site to notify you when any changes are going to happen. It's just smart. So I would leave it unchecked. I just always do anyways. If you don't like the notifications, or you're a webmaster or planning to be or whatever, disable it, because you're gonna, if you have 10 of these things and you know, WordPress updates, you're gonna get like blasted with a bunch of updates. You know, you might have 100 sites maybe that you're managing, and you have all those on. I mean, you're just gonna get 100 text messages or emails in a row just coming at you. Auto upgrade. If you're planning on doing just your basic WordPress stuff, and you're not planning on doing fancy coding or new kind of custom design with it, or custom plugins or stuff, then I would auto upgrade. It makes it so you don't have to like check on your site more, keeps it secure. So it's kind of self-managing itself, if that makes sense. But that's always good. So auto upgrade WordPress plugins, that goes with this. You can either turn them all off or you can individually do it, or auto upgrade WordPress themes. Okay, so the plugins themselves, as long as you're buying or installing plugins that are on the WordPress platform itself, typically, you know, upgrades are great, you know, auto upgrades, things like that. I mean, they're keeping up with the times when maybe you're not, and, you know, they're just doing it for you. So you can check that one if you want. Auto upgrade WordPress themes. Now here's the one where you got to be a little more careful. If you haven't bought a theme, well, let me just explain it. So if you have a theme that you know comes from a company or comes from WordPress or something like that, that you just know that they're going to be around, you know, they're a good place to buy from, you know, or you even get some of these free ones that are on the network, then it's probably okay to do your upgrade WordPress themes, auto upgrades. Now, if you're hiring somebody, or you know that there's going to be, you can't find quite the theme that you want, so you did hire somebody, but you installed the WordPress, you're going to want to do, you're going to not want to do the auto upgrades. Only reason being is because they might get in there and code your whole website, and you're like, this is great, and you didn't take any kind of backup, possibly, and all of a sudden next day it auto upgrades WordPress. It's gonna revert. There's a good chance it'll erase everything, that all the upgrades and everything like that, and it'll put it back to how it started, and so you could lose a lot of information. So, you know, I would say 75% of the time, do not auto upgrade the WordPress themes. If you're just going to stick with the basic stuff, and you know it's not anything too crazy or anything, and you know that kind of stuff, then go ahead, auto upgrade. I think that's fine. Backup location. So when you set up your backups, you want to do it to, I think default is local folder. There could be other options there. Local folder basically just means local to your hosting. It'll put it into either a directory or into the root of your hosting of files, and it'll just, that's where it's going to put the backups. Okay, some of these might say FTP, some might say something else, you know, Dropbox. They come with several different options, but if you're not sure, just pick default or local folder. Okay, automated backups. These are always great. You know, I always set them up for clients because even though we maintain them a lot of times and stuff, you know, you get hundreds of them. It gets hard to maintain. If you're a busy person and you know it's a site that, you know, you're just going to set up, put out there, not too much, you know, updates or anything like that, then these are great too. So there's once a week, once a month, or custom, and you can set it up to whatever, you know. But really, like, once a week is great. And the backup rotation, meaning like this is 1-to-1, okay? Some say like it goes like 7 days, or 7 of them, which basically means it will keep 7 backups, so 7 weeks worth of backups. And then once it hits the 8th week, it overwrites that first one. And then once it, you know, 9th week, it overwrites the second. So it keeps like that, but it keeps 7 of them. So you have 7 weeks worth of backups. It is helpful to have those. Like I said, if you don't maintain your site and you didn't know your site was infected for the past 3 weeks, at least you have that further one. But, you know, so if you have a lot of data, you have a big site, it's going to take up a lot of space. So typically, if it allows, I do daily backups one time, and then I do daily backups that keep a week's worth. Okay. And then, well, no, I do daily backups, sorry. I do daily backups that keep 3 days worth, and then I do a month one. So there's basically 4 backups. You know, if you can't do that and it just allows you one, that's fine. Just do it once a week. Or custom, you know, do it every day. So that's my recommendation. And also, if you do it custom, pick a time when you know it's going to be a little slower. you know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Right here on this one, you can actually pick your theme right here. Okay, I'm not going to do that, but you can. You can go through their free themes or some of their stuff, and if you like something in here, you can select it and install it from here. There is a lot of them. You know, you can find these and also more after the fact, and I like to do that because you don't know if these will break for some reason, you know, where you have to erase everything and start over. So it's good to know that at least WordPress itself safely got installed. So if something does break after the fact, it's your theme, you know it's a theme, and you won't pick that theme again, you know, things like that. So we're just going to install. This is actually going to give me, oh wait, it's going. That was going to give me a little error. Okay, congratulations, software was installed successfully. And it says WordPress has been installed, and it gives you your link, and it also gives you your admin URL to log in. You can tweet it if you want, I guess. But when you go to your site, this says this because the directory I put it in, and I haven't pointed my domain. So here's the website we have on it. It's not going to be this one, but this is, you know, the WordPress theme will be installed. So that's it.